Hi, this is ADRN. I'm a splenic projector with the right angle cross of rulership. So, this is something very important to say and talk about. And it's basically about deconditioning. And deconditioning is so important. It's so important for our future. It's so important for our personal survival and getting through to the other side to to the other side to be able to get to the future, not only to get to the other to survive, but to be able to make the future happen. And uh deconditioning is about becoming who you were meant to be designed, like come meant to be designed in this life. And as you know, there's a lot of conditioning from being in the world normally, where you have to fit in and be like everybody else and stuff like that. And what's what's happened to me is that I can adjust to being like everybody else, in the world, but it's taken me some time um, by myself to decondition. And so I have like almost 3 years of experience deconditioning. And so I know what it's about, I know what it takes. And I've also heard other people's stories confirming this for me. And I would say deconditioning is not it's not where it's at right now. It's not being it's not it's not being done properly, and there's a lot of roadblocks because there's a lot of focus, I would say, in the human design community to make money from your design, to make money from your design, or to find a way to fit in with your design. It's kind of like the same thing. Yeah, be yourself, but also fit in, but also make money, but also like not change anything. It's all in a way, it's all focused on the emotional part, which is just accepting yourself and stuff like that, but still uh, conforming for the most part to everything else, to how everything is run right now. But the thing is that you need a lot of time outside of society to really get to know yourself and know how you work and make decisions for yourself, and to understand that the idea of no choice and no control, that your life is unfolding. Once you start following your authority, your life just starts unfolding by itself without you having any conscious, like super conscious control of it. So there's in my deconditioning process, and also what I've heard from others who I feel are also on the deconditioning process for real, is that it takes sacrifices sometimes for your social life, sacrifices for making money, um, sacrifices on letting who you thought you were go, like from your past, because in a way you'll be on a journey to really discover who you are as you progress through the process. The whole point is that you're blind to who you really are because of all the conditioning that you have on yourself. So in a way, you're also discovering who you are in that process, developing who you are, because the parts that have been suppressed are undeveloped. Suppressed due to conditioning are undeveloped. So it's like in the process, it helps you integrate those parts of yourself that have been long gone, suppressed in some part of you, in your unconscious or in your shadow or whatever. And that takes time. It's not. I see some people making it decondition seem so easy and like easy breezy, and like you just hear some ideas and then you're good to go. Boom. Or that is just based or just focused on trauma. But no, it goes beyond trauma. Trauma is to get rid of the blocks. There's blocks sometimes to integrating the parts of yourself that you have suppressed. And so trauma is a block to that, can be blocks to that. So trauma is just like one, big step in the process, but it's not the whole process to just, getting rid of those blocks and healing them, and then that's it. And then being like everyone else, trying to be happy. Oh my God, I love life and stuff like that. No. And this is where projectors have the advantage. This is where projectors are the best at this, because the projectors have the most deep conditioning and therefore the most deep deconditioning they have to go through. And they're good at it. If they follow their authority, they're good at it because they start following the process. And they almost have no energy. So there's a lot of reflection that projectors can do, a lot of reflection and time with oneself, a lot of pondering, a lot of vision into the past, into oneself. They have a wide vision of the society that they're separating from. They can see the division. If you're on a deconditioning journey and you're a projector, you probably have seen, the big split between who you really are and then the rest of society, the rest of the people, and how different you are from them. And they have the the capability, because they don't have to, you know, they don't have a sacral energy to to get rid of throughout the day, so they can like pretty much just be somewhere like at home and just have deep, deep, deep inner work and reflection and studying of the differences of who you really are from what society asks of you, how you get conditioned by them. You can actually spend days by yourself seeing all that conditioning in you go away slowly. You can track it. And so you're like an expert at it. And that's why projectors are so good. And to be honest, I think generators think they're like the shit when it comes to deconditioning and human design, because they're generators. But most of them are the ones, teaching human design or doing something with human design. Generators, manifesting generators. But they got it all wrong. They got it all wrong. Like I said, it's usually them who's like focused on making money or just getting rid of trauma, and accepting yourself on a superficial level to still fit into the world in some way. And that's not how it is. The process is long, years long. And they think they can do it all by themselves. the deconditioning. But it's not like that. Why do you think projectors are here? They are the ones with the wisdom and the guidance because they've been through a deeper, if they're on their journey, they've been through a deeper deconditioning that than what generators can do because they don't have the non-energy to be able to ponder everything, to have the biggest picture you can have about life and society and individuality and conditioning, how deep the deconditioning goes. So I feel like, generators can only go so deep, and that they're more focused on, you know, getting the results, getting things going, making it work for them in the moment when this takes, a long time and it doesn't end. It's not really honoring the system. It's not really honoring the whole point. And yes, right now it looks like we have to do things individually, but that's not that's not gonna work later on because generators, in their deconditioning, because of their sacral, they don't have the what projectors have, which is the non-energy to be able to contemplate everything, to sit still enough by themselves to be able to seeing the deconditioning happen, the deep deconditioning. And so I say this because of, like I said, it's important for the future. It's important for the future, and it might not be as important right now because yeah, right now the way society is still uh, in the cross of planning. It's still homogenized. It's still the way it is. So that if you base your success just on whether you're happy and you fit in, you're individual enough and fit enough into the current society in order to make money, have friends, uh, and that's like success. Have money, have friends, and you're able to get by. That's not. That's not enough. That's not enough. It takes way more than that. In a way, as we deconditioning, the collective is also deconditioning. Because we are part of a whole. It's the individual and also the collective and then also the tribal. As the individual deconditions, the collective also deconditions. And so there's a coming time where you're as the time there's a coming time. Ra said it was 2027. Although it takes time, it's before that and after that. Like a cycle. There's a coming time where that kind of superficial deconditioning is not gonna work for you. It's not gonna work for you. And by that I mean you need to start listening to projectors who have actually deconditioned. And it seems like there's not many of us, but I see us working on it. And at some point, it's gonna be, depending, at that point, that's where you can use your authority. You need to see who is available, decondition enough, you know them by their signs and what they have gone through. If they have gone through um, sacrificing making money, if they have gone through sacrificing, parts of themselves from before in the past, if they have sacrificed friendships, even relationships with family, if they have sacrificed a lot to become who they really are, then that's a good projector to get advice from. That's a good projector to get advice from. And it's important that you find one, generators, because I because then I doubt whether um, you guys will make it for the future. You might survive your life, but there's more to it. There's just the basic survival of life, but also, the your own path. The chance of really finding yourself. It's not just about making it here. It's also about finding yourself. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Thank you for listening.